Boom. Hopefully that was on time. So let's go into the last module, conversion and cash flow. Boom. So this is where I'm now going to go into basically the conversion and cash flow. This is where I'm going to go into, like, literally, how do I actually make money now? So setting up your website, this is going to be beneficial if you're trying to sell online. Setting up your website will allow you to reach global markets. I don't want to sound like a Shopify page here, but it's going to allow you to reach more people, especially if you have social media and you're actually going ahead and converting and building a personal brand. I would recommend you have a website. If you have a service business, I understand you're going to be limited to your, unless, hold on, let me not mess up my points here. But I understand if you have a service business, you're going to be limited to your local area, unless you have a online service business where you provide websites or you help secure people's passwords. I don't know, but it all depends, right? So setting up your website will be beneficial. Even if you have a service business and you are stuck to local areas, it will help you build that credibility, right? People take you more seriously when you have a website, when you have an email account, so that's just one of the things I would recommend. Websites are very inexpensive. So choosing a platform that handles payment, fulfillment, and all that other jazz. Shopify. Don't do Wix. Don't do Squarespace. Shopify is the GOAT of all all platforms. Shopify is the GOAT. Once you start getting a little bit of sales, Shopify will actually even fund your business. Literally, they will fund your business. Choose Shopify. Don't do anything else. Shopify is the GOAT. I understand that when you do set up a Shopify account, and I'm talking directly to teenagers here, you are going to need your parents' SSN, social security number. So you're just going to have to convince them that, look, it's either I get the social security number or I ain't going to make it out. You know what I'm saying? So it's really that simple. So got to get the SSN from your parents. Of course, don't steal it. Get their permission, but, without it, you're not really going to be able to do much. So put on your Jordan Belfort, persona, go to your parents, say, Mom, Dad, guardian, I'm gonna need this social security number. If you wanna see me succeed, this will not, interfere with my school. This will be merely a side project. Taxes, bring up taxes because they're gonna be concerned about that. Say basically like, look, taxes are already handled and they're automatically deducted and set aside into a separate account, which they are, so you're not lying. And then that's that for payment selection, or platform selection rather. Clear homepage structure. So there are certain ways that you should structure your homepage. Really and truly, it should be some sort of banner / introduction. And then you go in with your offer. Say for me, it's products, candles, but it can be, book availability. And then you want to have CTAs all throughout your website. And then really and truly, it should be clear, concise. Look, this is what I do. Show a little image. Welcome to my store. This is my offer. Subscribe to my newsletter, or follow my Instagram or social media. Don't make it so complicated that people end up getting lost and end up just clicking off. Really make it simple. Simplicity is best, especially if you are getting so much traffic organically through social media, say Instagram. If someone clicks on your link and it's like a maze, like Meta ads, if it's a maze to actually go ahead and book a time with you or buy your product, they're gonna click off. Because remember, these people that's on Instagram, they're stuck in that short attention span mode. They're stuck in that 30 seconds. So if you cannot make your offer in 30 seconds on your website, you already lost. So, and there's so much different videos you can watch on this. I mean, if you really want to go in depth, just search it up. But that's general advice, right? And then trust elements, testimonials, reviews, set those up. If you're doing drop shipping, you can import reviews from Alibaba or wherever you're getting your products from, if the product has reviews, of course. Clear product descriptions, and then simple returns and contact information. I would always recommend you have a little contact me form. That way people just trust you. People understand that, look, God forbid someone were to go wrong. My phone's about to die again. God forbid somewhere to go wrong. I'm not left in the dark, and I could actually reach a human being. and respond to people when they contact you, or else your brand will go swoop. That sounded better in my head. Designing for conversion. One clear offer, keep on. One clear offer, strong product page, friction reduction. What did I just say? Come on. It's like I'm trying to get my points across. It's like I'm just blowing past this whole thing. Okay, turning visitors into buyers. Clear call to action. Tell the visitors exactly what to do. Avoid passive language. This is actually something I fell victim to. When I first started my website, the entire goal was to really create an aesthetic, and the aesthetic just wasn't selling. We were having like 4% conversion rate, 0.4% conversion rate. But now we tell people, order now or else you'll miss out forever. And our conversion rate is significantly high. We're trying to get up to 3%, but right now we're like at 1.5 to 2%. So around that area, right? We're not at 3 yet, but we're getting there. And then urgency and scarcity. I literally just said we told people buy now or miss out forever. Like, obviously not in those words, but what we said is that, and it's not true, like, it's a handcrafted product. So if you don't buy now, you might not be able to get it again because they might sell out and then you'll be out of luck. And then, your partner's birthday, you want to get a candle for them, but then it's out of stock. And then now you have to, you don't know what to do. So order now or miss out forever. And then follow-up systems, emails, abandoned carts. Shopify handles all of that. That's why I said Shopify's go. Just go ahead and, set those up all in Shopify. There's so many different tutorials online. I mean, for me to do a tutorial just wouldn't make sense. But that's just basically what you should be looking out for. And then managing cash flow early. Track every dollar. You're supposed to. You're supposed to track every dollar. I won't say it. Look. Make money. That's my advice. Make money. But yeah, know your revenue and expensive. That's given. Know your operating costs. Know your costs to create the product. Right. Monitor customer acquisition costs. CAC. That's if you run ads. If you don't, you have zero CAC. For the most part, unless you have business cards, but those are relatively cheap and whatnot. Reinvest strategically. Invest in website quality first. Invest in product quality first. Website quality. Website quality is free. Shopify, literally, if you have a Shopify website, you're able to make all the customizations that anyone else with other plans are able to do. So invest in your product. Invest in your product. Invest in your offer. Invest in content and distribution. Definitely premium content, premium price points. Scale when margins are healthy. That's a given, right? But you want to make sure that, margins are healthy. That's very important. Build predictability. Focus on repeatable systems. I literally mentioned this in like the first video. Focus on repeatable systems. Improve conversion rate over chasing more views. That's solid advice. You have to improve your conversion rate. That's why you don't want to use passive language. And then stability creates growth. Love that. Build systems. So attention is only step one. Views do not equal revenue. A website turns attention into opportunity. That's golden. Website only turns attention into opportunity, but it's your job to make sure that attention is actually solid attention in the first place. Like, you don't want to have, as I said, an Instagram meme page. You want to build yourself as an authority figure. You want to be respected. You don't have to be, a doctor in a lab coat, but you have to have some sort of respect that people have from you or have for you. So, yeah. Simplicity wins early. Make your offer simple. That's something we also learned. I'll bring it back to time, November. Had a whole bunch of sales rolling in for the first time. And we had so much SKUs, new word, stock keeping unit. I actually just learned that the other day too. But we had so many different variations of our products. And since they're all handmade, they all took so much time. And we were creating so much different variations, and that was really slowing down the production time to the point where people were waiting like 2 months, 3 months for their candle, one candle. So cut down on SKUs, have one really core offer. If you want to add some bonuses on top of that, I would really recommend, if you're going to add bonuses, make it so that if you're going to add bonuses, I would say have some sort of print on demand. If it's a product, print on demand offers. Like for me, my book, Time is Only Temporary, that's print on demand. I don't have to ship that out. I just click a button and I made some money when someone buys it, and the company handles everything else. But if you have a service business, you can also do print on demand, or you can do affiliates, right? Where you, affiliates are recommendations, where you recommend someone's brand to one of your customers, and then that person's brand gives your customer a discount for their recommendation and whatnot. So that's one way to do it. And then revenue means nothing without profit. If you're making money, I feel that the only way to not make money when you're making money, to not be profitable when you're seeing income come in, is if you run extreme ads and you have a crazy CAC, But if you're doing things organically and you price your product, with the intention that you're gonna, make some money, then you should be fine. So tracking numbers builds awareness. Always want to have an understanding of where your money is going. That's important. And then predictability allows for real growth. So that is the course. That's that. So great stuff. So that was cash flow and conversions. All the slides are in this course, right? They're attached to everything, so you guys can review it, take some notes. Hopefully you were able to learn something from this course. And yeah, hope we're all very successful. Hope I was able to help you. I don't have 10,000 years of business experience. Only been in business for 3 years. Out of that 3 years, only seen success for all 3 years, but only started making real money since like December. So yeah, but hopefully you learned something. Hope it was worth your money. Thank you. See you in the next course.